I'm Aaron Jack, and this is Artist to Art. We're going to be live with Adama here in a second. So, welcome on. You can click or fast forward or be part of this, interact. I've got lives most Tuesdays, and then Freedom Tapestry Project, and then I'm Aaron Jack. So, there we go. What's up, Money? How you doing? All the way over there in India in Jaipur. Are you in Jaipur right now? Oh, thank you, Acrylic. I appreciate that. Um, how is everyone today? I'm good. We're gonna be having on a very special guest today, and I'm excited. I'm excited because his art is amazing. His art is amazing. Hey, Andre. So we're going. Hey, Henrietta. Oh, there we go. We're gonna have him on here. Adama on here. Thank you for joining on. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be hey,
Hey man, how's it going?
good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you say your full name for everybody else out there? Just to
Uh, Adama Coulibaly.
there we go.
Yeah.
And where's your name from?
Côte d'Ivoire. It's located in West Africa.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Are you did you grow up there or
Yes.
yeah?
Yes. I grew
Oh,
up
cool.
there. I was born and raised there, and I came here when I almost turned 18. So I came here like when I was 17. Yeah.
Oh,
I was about
wow.
to turn 18 when I came to the US. Yeah.
Wow. And now you're in New York City, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Sweet. So, may I ask what like brought you to the US?
My mom actually. So she was studying engineering and in a medical field, something called emergency disaster management, something like that, but something that's related to medical field. So after she got her degree back home, she had I think she had a grant or some some kind of sponsor to come and study here to the US. And she stayed. She came here in 2012. Yeah, I was like I was a toddler at that time probably. So yeah, she came here, and
Wow.
then after she came, and then she wanted me to come over, and then I came. Yeah, came after that.
Wow. So you have like a lot of influence in your art
Yeah, yeah,
from West Africa, would you say? Yeah.
yes.
Do you have anyone who you look up to, who you're like inspired by there that that other people should check out?
Other artists.
Or whomever, just people that, because if people
Uh-huh.
are watching these, I know we have people on from India and
Mm-hmm.
we have people on from, let me know in the chat where you're on
Mm-hmm.
from, but we have people on from all over, but maybe we want to know a little bit more about like what's going on in West Africa. What should we know about? Who should we be looking at?
I don't know much about other artists in in the Ivory Coast, where I'm from. But I know a few artists like Lalu. I don't know if you know Lalu. He's a Nigerian artist. He's very popular. I would say we met twice, I think. Yeah, we met twice last year. We met twice. He has a studio on 14th Street, um, all the way down to 10th Avenue by the High Line. Yeah, he's based around there.
Nice. And
Yeah,
you're in New
very
York
cool.
City right now, right?
Yes, yes,
In
yeah,
Manhattan, you said.
yes, Manhattan. Yeah, he's based around this area too. Yeah,
Wow. So what are you working on there now that COVID, like how has that affected you and what are you working on in these times?
I would say COVID affected me in a way where you can't. I was not able to get in touch with because I would always go to my mom's house. I mean, I have little brothers, so I would always go there and have fun with my little brothers. And when COVID hit, I was just home, chilling, watching Netflix, You know, it took me like almost 2 months to adjust into this, new era of, self-awareness and kind of like I would say my artistic side was kind of like shut down, and I was like, ah man, So I was a I was I was a couch potato for a while. Yeah, like lazy, laid back. But then after 2 months, I started going out. Like I was wearing masks, of course, avoiding public, transportation. Just take a walk, to refresh, set myself up, into a good transition, and then I started, painting based on what affected me, based on what's going on around me, based on, what when I talk to other people, how they feel about this, the this new situation, and then like many things that affected people, not just me, yeah, kind of like encouraged me, to kind of like get started, and then I mean, since I started painting, I never got a chance to like, I would say do what I wanted to do, like, cause I always have this passion of um creating my own collection of work. Most of the work that I did was for clients or for galleries or, commissions work, but then I never got it like time to start something that, that's from, I mean, all of my work are from within, but like I wanted to like actually like do something so I can share it to people, not just that, oh, he's doing this work for this particular kind of person, but doing something that people would be like, and then I would talk about the story, like how it all comes together. But
Wow.
which I started, yeah, I started,
Yeah, you want to let's see some of your work so because maybe this might relate.
yeah.
Should we start maybe with this mask?
Oh yeah, this mask, yeah.
What's happening?
So with this mask, I don't know if you know Rene Ricardo. She's my art dealer. I met her 3 years. No, I met her in 2016. I had a show at the Onishi Gallery. It's a Japanese gallery on 26th and 7th Avenue. Onishi Gallery. Anyway, yeah, it's in Manhattan. Yeah, so it was my first group show actually when I started, sharing my work into the art world, go as an artist. I was young, I was just going to galleries, knock on doors. Hey, I'm an artist. I want to show my work. They're like, no, no, no. But then I got pretty lucky with this one, and then they told me to submit my work, and then I met this guy um, called Paul Laster. So he's Ricardo husband. He's very well known in the art world. He's a curator. He worked for the New York Times. So he noticed my work and then referred me to his wife, who's now my art dealer. And yeah, so she's been, yeah, I know. Yeah, and when he saw my work, he asked me, where did I learn how to do that? I said, self-taught. He said, no, you're lying. I said, no, I'm serious. He said, how old are you? I said, I'm 19. He looked confused. He's like, no, you can't be 19 and do that. But no, he's just a fun guy. That's how he is. He reacts to things and then to get people engaged and talking more. Yeah. And then
Well,
me and his
how
wife became really, really good friends. And yeah, go on. You wanted to
well,
ask
so
me a
tell
question.
me how that
Transition with
relationship
the
went.
mask. Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
because like working with an art dealer, I know there's a lot of people out there who'd like to know like how that works working with an art dealer. Like what's that like for you?
It's great. Like, um, before she became an art dealer, she would contact me. Hey, I have this show at this gallery. I would love your work to be shown there. Or I'm doing this art fair. Will you be interested in come joining? And then I asked her, would you want to be my art dealer instead of contacting me? So I proposed it to her, And she said, yeah, let's work together. And then boom, that's how it happened. Yeah.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa. So back up. So she
Uh-huh.
was calling you on the phone, and you're just like, "Hey, you want to represent me? You want to be my art dealer?"
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. So
Yeah.
does she art deal for other people, or is it just like she started out with you and now she's doing other stuff, or is it just like just you?
No, she's been doing it. I mean, she's sold work for I can't even count how many artists she's worked with, but yeah, they're really well known. I don't know if you know Kehinde Wiley.
I'm not sure if I do.
It's this he's from Senegal. He's one of the artists that I really like too. He did this Michelle Obama portrait with flowers and yeah, his name is Kehinde Wiley. His work is astonishing. Yeah, so
Wow.
she's shown a lot of his work, a lot of other artists' work too. I
Very
mean,
cool. We might have
I
to have
know
her
them,
on here.
but I
We might
forgot
have
their
to have her
names.
on here,
Yeah,
you know?
I forgot their
Have her talk about
names.
what she's doing. Um,
Yeah.
that's cool. So here you are, right?
Hmm.
And you're in front of a piece of yours, right? What's going on? You have like the piece on you, and then you have the piece behind you.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So this image, I remember it was taken in 2017. Like, I think it was in November. Yes, it was in November. So it was my first time because I was painting, right? And then I had these Puma sneakers that I always wore, to go to my studio and paint. And then they looked so beat up. And then I looked at them and I said, what can I do? Should I throw it away or buy a new sneaker or should I just do something funky with it? So I drew on the Puma sneakers, right? And then that's when I had the idea of drawing on other things. And then when I drew on that jacket, the owner of the company that I'm in, right? That's where my studio is in. He loved the jacket. He said we should take a picture of the two pieces that you do with the jacket on, and so we can post it on our social media platform, for just for fun, and maybe you can reach out more people. And I said, yeah, of course, let's do it. Yeah,
Might as well, right?
I know.
So tell me about this process. So you're drawing directly on the jacket. Like, are they like
Yes,
paint? What kind of are they like markers, paint? What are you using?
they're Sharpie paint markers. So the same Sharpie paint that I use to paint on canvas is the same that I use to paint, yeah, on the jacket.
Wow. So you're
Yeah,
using Sharpie paint markers for all this.
for all of that. Yeah,
Is Sharpie Paint starting to sponsor you yet?
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm supposed to tag them, right? I know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's up to you. Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I started going crazy, you know. Yeah, doing doing my things on whatever I could get my hands off, and then I had this idea, of doing a fashion show, with bags and shoes that I will customize, and then it was great. And then I met this actress, Sepide Mohafi. Yeah. So we collaborated together, and then I showed a few of my pieces that I knew friends who would wear my work, and then walk around as models. Yeah. So it was that happened last year. Yeah. It was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you just have like cool people wearing your bags
The
now.
people wearing my bags and shoes. Yeah.
Nice. Uh, so we've got some questions from Bleach
Hmm.
T asks, how long did it take you, but for some of these, but like more of the question is like, how long did it like take you inside to develop some of the ideas? Like, what kind of like how what's the process of developing the ideas for these things?
It's like it's not an idea. It's more of because an idea comes from feeling. The way you feel is the way you express things out. Like let's say if I feel happy about something, I'll be doing something that shows happiness. And then if I do something that if I'm feeling mad, I'll do something that will show, even though it doesn't look like it's mad, but like everything that I do has a different, it has a different flowing motion of energy behind it, and a little story. Yeah. So that's, yeah, it just comes in. It's like it doesn't stop. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Because you're talking about like the energy flow and like the
Mhm.
and like what that is as it comes out of you. Like how what's your maybe a little bit of like your process, like how do you go from that feeling or energy into the work?
It has to do a lot with the way I grew up, back in the Ivory Coast, and friends and families, people I come across with, different event, that I face in life, anything that means something to me and doesn't mean anything to me, but it, it all manifests itself in a way that when I at the end of the day, when I lay down on my bed, it's like a whole movie happening in my head, and I'm putting all these missing puzzle together, and then that's how most of my work comes together.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Like the missing puzzle, like you're piecing
Hmm.
it together. That's an interesting.
Or sometimes dreams, because I dream a lot. Jeez. I did, I dream a lot. Yep.
Tell me about it.
Nightmares,
Tell me about these
sometimes,
dreams.
sometimes nightmares, sometimes good dreams. I dream I'm in the beach, or I dream that I'm riding bicycle with friends, like all kinds of dreams. Fun, happy, sad, scary, you name it. Yeah.
And how do you interpret these dreams, or do you try to interpret them, or what does that
Yes.
kind of?
Yes. I interpret them as like, because dream, to me, dream, I I interpret them as it's like your higher self talking to you, like your unconscious mind talking to you. Like it's something we don't see with our eyes, but it's there, It speaks to you. It might be happening tomorrow, like you dream about it, and then the next day, boom, you're like, oh wait, I felt like I see this somewhere. I mean, we call it deja vu, but that's a dream that we saw, like we didn't get aware of it. It's like those little things that we don't pay attention to. I try to like pay close attention to that because I love detail instead of going straight forward, but like the little detail that we don't pay attention to are what,
Whoa.
yeah, they're very have an impact. Yeah.
Tell so 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 tell me about like a little bit of your process of how you pay attention to the details. Like you're paying attention to dream details, you're paying attention to
Mhm.
very small details. It seems like when you feel, when you understand, and then you're interpreting them, it seems in your art. I don't tell me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong along here. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
understand.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have like a process that maybe others might be able to learn from how you see the world, how you see your dreams, how you pay attention? Do you have like maybe some sort of something you could share?
Hmm. I didn't acquire these skills until like I would say 5 years ago. No, actually, I think it was 4 years ago. Yeah, it was 4 years ago. So I had this crazy dream because I I did one painting of a woman with the I don't know, maybe I sent you that picture. Probably you saw it on my Instagram. But I did this piece that involved there was an actual film about it. So I did this dream. I mean, I had this dream of this little girl. So I was running out. So okay, let me start from the beginning. So the that day, I remember I was feeling sad, and I didn't know why I was feeling sad. The whole day, like I wouldn't talk to anybody, or I was just with myself. Just be whatever feeling that I'm going through. And then I went home, ate, I just went straight to bed. And then when I turned off the light, and then I was laying down in bed, right? And then I was hearing voices in my head, and I thought that I was going crazy. Yeah, of a little girl calling my name. She was like, Adama, Adama. And I'm like, whoa, what is it? So I got off, I get up the bed, turn on the light, and I don't see anybody. And then I was like, am I going crazy? No, I'm not. So I turned off the light again, went back to bed, and then the voices kept on going over and over. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. Let me just go straight to bed. So I closed my eyes, put my blanket on top of me, fell asleep. And I had this dream. There were a lot of people running after me, and I don't know why. So I was running away. And then I ended up being stranded in the desert, like looking for water. I was thirsty, I was hungry, like all of my clothes were almost ripped off. And then I collapsed. And then when I collapsed, I was hearing horses and a lot of people marching, like they were crossing the desert, like the Sahara Desert. So it was this kingdom, this army who was carrying away the queen. So they were moving from the kingdom to another city, to go whatever where they were going, I didn't know. And when I opened my eyes, it was like I was on top of a horse, right? Somebody picked me, put me on, I was so weak, I couldn't even move. And then I heard this voice again of that girl in that dream. And then she was like, Captain, the man that you put on top of your horse, can you bring him inside the carriage? He said, no, my queen, I cannot do that. So I was hearing it even though I couldn't, even though I could barely, open my eyes so bad, but I could hear it. And then she's like, I'm giving an order to bring him in. So he brings me inside her, inside this square chamber. It was all gold on the outside, but it was really, really, really dark inside. So when he opened the door, he let me inside. And she closed it, and and I was seeing a little dots of lights, glowing all around. And she appeared right in front of my face, and then I freaked out. But then I couldn't move because I was so weak, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die today." And she was like, "No, don't be scared. It's me. Do you remember?" And I'm like, "I heard that voice before, but I don't know who is it." She's like, "Well, I've been calling you." I'm like, "You're the girl that I've been hearing before I went to bed." She said, "Yes." And I'm like, "Who are you?" She didn't tell me who she was, but then she put her hand on my towards my chest, right? And she said, "Look into my eyes." So I look into her eyes. It's like it was me as a little boy with a girl who was a little older than me, holding my hands, running around, playing, laughing, doing all kinds of things. And then when she stopped, I started crying, and then I automatically woke up from that dream. The whole day I was thinking about it. The next day I had the same dream again. For like the whole week, I had this dream. The whole week. It's like it was haunting me. So I was like, you know what? This is weird. Let me talk to somebody. So I spoke to my mom. I was like, hey mom, I've been having this dream, and like, cause I talk to my mom a lot. Like we talk about all kinds of stuff. She's a cool person. Uh, and then I told her about the dream, and my mom started tearing, and I'm like, what is it? She said, you actually had a cousin who was, I'm like, really? She said, yeah. And I'm like, so you mean my cousin was visiting me in my dream, and that's her? She said, yeah. And I'm like, so what happened? She said, well, I'm gonna tell you something scary. I said, it's fine. Just tell me. She said, well, she passed away when she was 5, and you were 2 year old. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, so how did she pass away? And she was like, well, she was sick and she passed away. And she said, even though she passed away, like sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night where everybody's sleeping and I'm playing with my toys. And then people will wake up and say, what are you doing? And I would tell them I'm playing with my cousin and she's sitting right in front of me. So after that I did a painting that represents her. Yeah. That was
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, so that's intense. That's intense, man. That's intense. I love it. I love
Thank
that
you.
you're able to share that about so
Yeah.
detailed of the dreams. How do you pay attention to such small details in your dreams? Do you write them? How
Yeah,
do
I
you,
write
is
them.
it just practice?
Nah, I write them. I mean, it's like not everything is a coincidence. Like things that happens in your life happen because they have to happen. It's not a coincidence. It's like I'm not gonna say destiny because I don't believe in destiny, you know. I believe in what I think I'm supposed to believe in. You know, you could believe in somebody. I'm not the right person to agree or disagree in what you believe in or what anybody, can do or can't do. You know, it's like we're all the same but somewhat different in whatever things that we accomplish or do in life, like so that I mean
There's a reason that everybody's watching this right now to hear. There's a
yep,
reason behind it.
yep.
What's going on here?
So this, I'm actually standing right in front of it. It's funny. This painting, so it was an actual canvas that came with a Lamborghini silhouette. So the owner of the place that I'm in right now, he bought a new Lamborghini, and then they gave him the painting of just the orange and yellow silhouette of the Lamborghini. So he wanted to throw it away, and I said, "Don't throw it away. I can paint on it and then put it somewhere." And then I design, the whole thing with colors and lines to make it look extra cool. So now he didn't want to throw it away anymore. He
Wow.
said, "Well, I'm keeping
Wait. So
it."
you got the picture of the Lamborghini?
Yeah,
So you got that picture, and then you're
yeah,
just like, let me do something with it.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting. So you're like, get these kind of like objects, and you're like, okay, what does it feel like?
What's it?
What do I feel like? Or
Yep, yep, yep.
hmm, hmm, that's cool.
Thank you. This. Oh, this is a cool one. I think that was I think that was fifth. I remember I never showed this, right? Like never wanted to like exhibit it because I wanted to do like a collection, like the collection of work that I told you about. Yeah, it's this one is part of it. So yeah, I finished. Yeah, with symbols, lines that go in and out. You know. So this is actually one of the how will I put it? Um, kind of explain how we go through difficulties in life, and then but there are different aspects. It's like it's like from what I see from this view is different from what somebody else is see from the other view. It's like I wanted to leave it out for the audience to figure out for themselves, even though I know the true meaning behind it. It's like, but I call it sweet silent cinnamon.
Oh, so
Yeah,
tell me, what's this new project you're working on? Because I hear you have a couple new projects, right?
yeah,
Okay, tell me about these. Like, and this is part of it, right? This is part of
Yeah,
one
this
of
is
them.
part of it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell me about these new projects that are going on. What's behind them? Why are you doing them? What are they about?
Um, the reason why I'm doing them is because I've been having this. It's like, you go through different different stages in life as you grow up, from the day you were born, even though you may not be aware of it, but all those thoughts and feeling are somewhere in your head or within yourself, locked in the box, and you grow up and you learn things from your mother, you learn things from your dad, you learn things from your friends, your uncles, strangers that you meet, stuff that you see anywhere and wherever you go to. It's like all these things like kind of like are symbols or all of themselves inside, and then they're all locked in this box. I mean, I call it the Pandora's box because the box has to be open for whatever that's been locked in there to come out. So that's kind of like, and then I meditate a lot before I go to bed. I try to like lay down, on my bed, like turn off the light, and then like be with myself, like be in the moment, be in the zone. Think, not try to think, but like let whatever comes through my head go through my head. Whatever I feel about, let the feeling flowing, let the feeling go. Like everything is a circle. Just whatever comes in, let it flow. So yeah, I try to like practice that with myself, and then practice that with everything that I come across with, and whatever I do. Yeah,
How did you learn like your meditation practices?
that was my grandmother. She passed away. Yeah, my grandmother would wake up like sometimes 2 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m. And she would sit down, and then she would have beads, some big beads, like, and then she would just count them, chants, sit down, like every night she would do that. And then one time I asked her, "Hey, grandma," that was when I was back in the Ivory Coast, and I was like, I said, "Hey, grandma, why do you do that?" She's like, "I don't know." She didn't want to tell me, but then that was when I was little, and then little when I grew up, and then I asked her like why she do it. She's like, "Well, I'm doing it because that's how she can connect to her true self and connect to um, her spirits, connect to higher existence, beyond ourselves, beyond what we see with our eyes, and it's like there's this God or goddess somewhere, but yeah,
Hmm. Wow. So then you started to investigate yourself after that.
yes, yeah,
Wow. Has that taken you anywhere like specific or
it did,
just, yeah?
it did, yeah, it did.
Tell me about that.
It's like it's like sometimes it's like thinking about something and feeling about something is different, It's like we sit down a lot, think about stuff, thinking. And then by the moment, like for example, I'll take a little example. Love. Do you think about love or you feel love? You feel it. You feel it first and then it becomes a thought. That's the first feeling. Feeling is what guides things. Feelings is what moves and shapes things around. It's like, for example, when I look at something, or I look at somebody or anything, it makes me feel some type of way, and I'm like, oh, that feels good, and then automatically I start to think about something else. Yeah,
So you work really, so it sounds like you're working very hard to pay attention to those feelings that
yeah,
arise inside of you.
yeah, hmm
And
yeah.
what do you do? How do you let that flow? How do you let the feelings flow through you? Do you have any specific like things you could share?
in the beginning, it's like because I grew up as a very angry little boy. Back home, I went through a lot of hardship, and it was hard. Like civil war that happened in Ivory Coast, mini civil war, and I was there experiencing it, and kind of like have a dark effect on me. But also, looking on the bright side, it's like it's kind of like going all the way deep down to like let all that negativity out, like examining yourself, like be your own doctor. Nobody's going to save you. It's got to start from you. It's like when you're hungry, you go buy food because you have to feed yourself. It's like before somebody helps you, you gotta be willing to help yourself first. You gotta forgive yourself. Tell yourself that you are yourself and nothing can take that away from you. Like it's got to start with you first, and then things will come along. It's like this constant, practicing that, telling yourself that, doing that, over and over and over. Then you realize that everything that you learn was to get away from yourself, and basically on what you may perceive about me or what somebody may perceive about me. It's like I'm building a standard, for something else, but not for myself. I don't. It's like it's kind of like it's a way of you viewing yourself, not yourself, but what somebody view you that would please him. Oh, this guy is cool. Oh, this girl is cool. Boom, I want to be like this person. I want to be like this. But when you take the moment and try to be yourself, try to be in the present moment, and like doing that over and over, you will start seeing things and feeling things that you never thought you could experience before. And you're like, wow, I've missed that a lot. It's like there's so much things that goes around us that we're not even aware of it. But then it's like when you start when you slow down, when you push the brake and you slow down, man, there's so many things that goes around, and it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh. So I have two questions. We one
Hmm.
from Henrietta over in England, and she wants to know about how that relates to your artwork. And then I want to know about the slowing down, um, how how that slowing down and COVID are related. So first first about as this relates to your artwork, that
Hmm.
self, that meditation, that
Yeah.
um, flow, how does it relate to your artwork? That's the first part.
Okay. So the first part, how it relates to my artwork, you know, I feel different emotions different day. Today you wake up, you're happy. The next day you wake up, you're sad. Or the after day you wake up, you could feel any kinds of feeling. Or it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It could be in an instant. You're feeling all these emotions, throughout the day. But then I experience them through colors, and those are the colors that when I like, and the way those energy flow. So I paint based on what comes through me, and then I just lay on the canvas. So the black, like the reason why I do colors on the black, because the black, it represents where I'm from, in the Ivory Coast, and the crazy life that I've been through there, and also what has happened to me since I was in the US, and different things that affect us in a good way and in a bad way. So it's both ways. But like, and the color is like you don't stay the same every day, or you don't stay the same in an instant, just like I was talking to you about the feelings. So the colors are like the transition within the feelings. It's like boom, I'm blue. Oh, I'm feeling this. Oh, I'm green. I'm feeling this. Oh, I'm orange. I'm feeling like that. It's like, and then you see them like you see those colors like rotating, not like in different ways. Different shapes, like in and out, kind of like what's the I'm trying to find the right way to put it. Kind of like a self-explanatory, like not just for me, but for somebody else who might come across it. Yeah.
Oh. So now I want to know about that slowing down that you mentioned, like, and
hmm
just paying
Slowing
attention.
down.
'Cause
Yeah.
you talk a lot about this, like slowing down, paying attention to
hmm
these details,
hmm
and like paying attention to the dreams and the details in the dreams.
hmm
Um, how is that? Do you feel like that's been more in society since COVID, or how do you feel about like what would help society come to that, or is that something that you even feel that a larger society should grasp?
Yeah. It's like we we're in this new era where um, we're told to do what we're supposed to do, like go to work, make money, go to school. Um, you got to pay for this. You got to pay for your bills. You got to take care of your family. You have to. There's many things that you do, right? And then you don't even have time to do what you want for yourself. Like what you not what you want, but what you need to do for yourself. Like we're so much in a rush of doing things like outside the box, but what is inside the box? You know, what's inside the box? We don't pay attention to that, but it takes a little fragment to kind of like when we sit down, we're like, oh wow, I didn't know I was feeling this way for a while. Or like sometimes people go to vacation because they want to get away from all those things for like a short period. Now they're at this vacation, trying to be themselves, trying to be calm, trying to be in the zone, like feel themselves, express themselves the way they need to express themselves. It's like not a lot of people have that much time, but like it's not about having time, it's about making time for it. Like even if it's a little moment, find a little moment, sit down, have a moment for yourself, relax and let things flow. It's hard to do it. I mean, it was hard for me because I have so many dark moments in my life, man. I can't even explain. But like it took me a while, for me to get to that stage, to like relax and think things slow, you know. Yeah.
Wow. So you feel like that should be something more in the world, or how would you like that to relate to the world, the larger world?
It's like when I look at things nowadays, right? It's like we're so much far gone that sometimes even when you take a look at somebody in the eye, he's gonna think that you're weird or, or something. You're just looking at the person. Or you say hi to somebody on the street, he's gonna be like, "Who are you?" It's like we've been separated. If you are separating yourself, I mean, from who you are, imagine the gap between you and me. It's like I'm separating from myself. And then how will I be able to cope with you if I'm not happy with me? you know. And then it's like that's the number one thing that's, you know, that is happening all around the world. And it's like the the first battle has to start within. If I win my battle, you win your battle with yourself, then boom, we can come together. But like, it's never gonna happen. I mean, it might happen. I never know. Nobody knows. But that's like when I sit down and then look at social media, the news, everything that's going on, war, like all kinds of things that's happening. It's like, and I ask myself all these questions. It's just that one answer that comes to mind. I have to win my own battle. He has to win his own battle. He has to heal himself. I have to heal myself. I have to forgive myself. You have to forgive yourself. If I don't forgive myself, how will I be able to forgive you? You know, that's that's my opinion, and that's how I feel about things. Yeah.
Those are some big questions, and I appreciate you
Thank you,
sharing.
man.
I appreciate you
Thank you.
sharing. It's so important to be shared with the world, I feel.
Yeah, it is.
So what how how would you like that message to be shared? Because it seems like your art discusses some of those ideas.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Um, what would your dream be to like find more ways to discuss these elements, and how does that relate back and bring us back to your work, like bring us back to
Hmm.
like the relationship between these ideas that you seem to find so true to yourself
Hmm.
and the work that you're showing us, or the work that you'd like to show us in the future, maybe, because
Hmm.
constantly developing self and constantly developing work. So
Yeah. Um, I would say like there's nothing happening in my head right now. It's all blank. I'm trying to think. I'm
I
trying to think of
understand. I
something.
understand.
I'm trying to think
No,
of
just tell.
something to say.
No, no, no. Tell us about what's going
Uh,
on here. Tell us about what's going on.
um, this one, this one had to do a lot about religion and politics, and it has to do a lot about education. You know, because so you could there's this book. So the book to me it is an open book. People call it the Bible, people call it the Quran, people call it the Torah, but there are many secrets that I left it open because I didn't want to, I didn't want to tell because I want everybody or anyone to have their own perspective on what they see. But then there's the apple, and there are names of prophets, um, philosophers, written in there with the symbol, with the eye, the triangles, like you see the two eyes in the bottom beaming toward the top, and then this huge eye on top of the book. So it's like I grew up in a religious, family. My mom was Muslim and my father was Christian, and I would go to the mosque a lot, like to pray. Like I read the Quran, and I went to an Arabic school, to learn about the Quran and to learn about all these prophets, you know, that were affiliated with God and how Islam came to be, and then learn the story of Islam and Christianity, the crusade and all these things, and then there was this certain time where I had to go to the church too. My dad said I had to go to the church. Yeah, and then that was when I went to my aunt's house. That's my dad's side. So every Sunday they would go to church. I would go to church with them, like just like that, because I wanted to go. I didn't want to be alone at home on Sunday. Like all of my cousins are going, let's go. So then I would go, and then I found myself in that situation. I'm like, why does it seem so similar that everything that I'm learning in the Arabic school, it's kind of like similar to what I'm learning at church? That's weird. You know, I was like 15, 14, like, no, I would say 14. Yeah, I was 14 around that. Yeah, that's when I was having, those rumbling question in my head. And then I remember asking my grandmother, hey, grandmama, who's God? You know, I mean, I was told that, God, when you pray to God, you pray, He's gonna grant your wishes, whatever, and how God created the universe and the earth and humans, plants, all kinds of living, you know, everything. And I'm like, so if I ask God, right, that I want to be a millionaire, the next day, I remember I asked her that question, right, the next day, is it going to happen? She said, you never know. Ask him. I'm like, what? What do you mean you never know? And then, so I remember specifically when I went to the mosque, right? I was praying, and I put my hand together. I prayed, God, oh God, tomorrow I want to wake up and then I want to find $1 million under my pillow. You know, foolish kid, right? Go to bed, wake up the next day, lift my pillow. There's nothing. I said, no, God, you lied to me. And then I went, and then I asked my aunt the same question. Who's God? So it's like I asked both of them, my grandma and my aunt, the same question, but I couldn't find the right answer to me. So it's that automatically hit me, and I was like, I wanted to know more about religion, know more. And then so I was studying, like doing research. Even when I came here, I researched, like doing all kinds of things. And I was like, it says we came from Adam and Eve, and then science said that we came from monkeys, which is weird. Like, which side of the story is true? And then if there is one story, why is there so many religion that talks about God? You know, is it actually a male or a female? I don't know. And then, but then there was this thing rumbling in my head that like you are your own God. You know, God is not gonna come and tell you do this, do that. If He's God, if He's truly God, or He's not gonna tell you pray for me every day, so I'm going to grant your wish. You know, everything that you do it because your intention are set upon that thing. It's like if you want to go somewhere and get a cup of coffee or get some food, you're going towards, you're making an effort to go towards that direction. So it's like you're granting your wish. So like everything that you do is basically on what your intention are setting to. So technically you are your own God. But then what happened when we died, that I don't know. It's everything is a mystery to me. Even like sometimes the more I do my research, the more I'm like, wow, I think I'm going crazy doing this thing. But like everything is a mystery, man. It's like the whole world is a mystery. But then it's those things that keep rumbling in my head, and then those were the elements that kind of like convinced me to do that piece that you see, yeah, see right there.
Well, we're going to do the lightning round now. We've got a couple pieces left. I just want like
Oh,
10,
okay.
20 seconds. Like, what's going on? Like, because we've got about 4 minutes left. So I want
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah,
just kind of
this
like,
this this one is connected to the other one. That's two pieces together. Yeah. Yeah, this one. This one is called the Creek of Heart. That one is kind of like
Mhm.
it's like there's this it's like just like that I was telling you about how energy gets center and then it tries to moves around, and takes form. Like not everything dies, everything is being reborn endlessly. Just like we're not the same age as we were yesterday, or we're not who we are as we were today. It's like everything changes. So that's what this piece is. This piece behind you is all about, like being reborn endlessly, and yeah, that this mask in the middle. It's kind of. I mean, this actual piece is um, is a definition of the place that I grew up in the Ivory Coast and my tradition. And this mask is a definition of ancient God. God of creation, God of love, God of happiness, God of good and bad. So God of balance, basically. It's like, and then so I wanted to kind of like have that. I mean, have my tradition influence within my works, and then this mask is representing my tradition and where I'm from, and this specific ethnic group, that are that is located in the Ivory Coast. So yeah, that's why I included this mask, and with the circles, the way they shaped, like kind of like gives you different perspective and views and feeling, and how it makes you wonder what is it, like that. Oh, that's my early pieces. Wow. I did that was it 2000, I think it was 2015, I think. Yeah, that was 2015. I did that for the IRC, International Rescue Committee. Yeah, them as a gift because when I came here in the US, they helped me a lot, with because I did what's it called? I did this program called leadership in program where that will help me with college, you know, grants, financial aids, all kinds of free money that will help me, in college, so I could go to college for free. Yeah. So yeah, this program, yeah, uh, the IRC, International Rescue Committee. Yeah. So I given that piece. That was my very first, no, second actually, second painting. Yeah. That I gave it to the owner of the place, that I'm in. My studio, I actually got my studio for free. I don't pay for anything. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't pay for anything. But the story behind this piece was that it was in 20. That was before I had the show at Onishi Gallery. I did this piece. So yeah, 2 weeks before Onishi Gallery, I did this piece. And before I did that, the owner, his name is Nigel Walker. So when I came here to the office, because my mom has a cleaning business, so she used to send some of her employee to work here and clean the place or whatever. And so one day she brought me in, and then she saw one of the graphic designer drawing something on this huge iPad, Apple iPad. So she asked him, "Hey, my son knows how to draw. Is there any any position that you guys think you can hire him?" I was a freshman in college. I don't know anything about graphic design, you know. But he said, let me see what he does. So I always carry my book with me. I have this book where I do all these sketches. So yeah, that was a sketch before it became a painting. Yeah, sketch it out, and then He said, well, the owner, he loves painting, like all around there is painting everywhere inside in this office. So I went to him. He said, let me see what you do. I said, well, I don't actually paint, but I sketch. That was before I started painting on canvas. Yeah. And then he asked me to do that specific sketch. So he loved it so much. He said, "Can you paint that on the canvas?" I said, "How big?" He said, 48 by 48. And I said, "That's huge." He said, "Yeah, you can do it, right?" I said, "Okay, I'll try." So it took me 2 weeks to finish that, and then after the 2 weeks, he did like a little show inside this huge office with all of his employees. Took pictures. He had a photographer come and videotape the whole thing, take photos of it. Yeah. And then the following week, I had a meeting with him, and then he asked me, "What do I want to be?" And I say, "I want to be myself." I want to be me. He's like, "No, that's not what I mean. Like, where do you see yourself?" I said, "Oh, I mean, I love to draw. Something that I love doing." He's like, "Do you want to become an artist?" And I said, "What's an artist?" He's like, "Well, an artist is somebody that paints." I said, "Oh, I thought an artist was somebody that sings or something like that, right?" So yeah, we had this one conversation, and then like the next day, we walked, like we spent 2 hours walking from galleries to gallery, doing like gallery visits. Like he said, this is if you want to show your work to people, if you are an emerging artist, just go from door to door, knock, get some business cards. I have a business card. I said, I don't have a business card. I don't have a artist resume. That was when I was, this little fish inside this huge ocean. I was like, where to go? I don't know. But he's like, it's okay. You don't have to know where to go. Just go where you feel like going. And then that's how I had my first show at Onishi Gallery. And I show, yeah, three
You
pieces
just
there.
started knocking on doors
Yep,
with
yep,
your portfolio and business card.
yep, yep.
Wow. There you go. There you go, everybody. How many doors did you knock on before you got that?
A lot. I can't even count.
Are
It
you
was
talking like 20? Are you talking 50? Are you talking more like 300? What are you talking here?
first I started from the galleries in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, and then I went on the upper side of Manhattan, and then I went to the Bronx, and then I went to Brooklyn. It's like I was just going all around, man. Like I would Google, this is me at night. Every time I come from school, I don't even try to do my homework. I'm just Googling galleries in Brooklyn. Boom. I get the list, address, boom, address, boom. That was me. I was
Wow.
I was a scavenger
Wow.
hunting.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. So you just went everywhere to every single gallery,
went
knocked on the
everywhere.
door with your portfolio.
Yeah.
And
And I
and
don't
what
know.
they say?
Nope. Nope. Oh yeah, we're going to look at your work. Nope. That was like a few years ago, when I was starting, my artwork. Yeah.
Wow.
It
And
was
then all of a sudden one is like, sure.
yeah, sure. Come in. We have this group show. I think your work will be wonderful. And that's how I met Renee. It's like it takes one thing to open another door, and then boom, you get to see all different things. Yeah,
Wow. Wow. Just from that one group show,
just for that one
all
group
these
show,
things happen.
all these things happen. Yeah,
Wow. Wow. That's incredible.
wasn't easy, but you just gotta. Yeah, those are the three pieces I was talking about. Yeah, those are the one that I showed.
Well, so just from putting those up, you got in the door.
Yeah,
So what advice would you like to give artists who are trying to like get that first thing going on? What would you say?
I would say first thing you gotta love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, you won't have the courage to make that first step. To go out of your way and try to show somebody what you do or whatever it is that you're interested in. Just love it. If nobody loves it, it's fine. As much as you're loving it, there will always be an opportunity for you to, show what you do, for the world to finally see, wow, this is amazing. Why didn't we see that before? It's like I have so many no's in my life that it reached a point when I hear no, it's like no to me is like a yes. You know, I don't care anymore because I know it's like what's not for you is not for you. If it's not, well, it wasn't for me. Then I go to the next one. No, well, it's fine. No, well, it's good. No, it's fine. Yes, let's do it. You know, it's like just convince yourself that you got this. Convince yourself that you can go wherever you need to go and wherever you want to go. It's like nobody can stop you. Only you can stop you. Nobody else.
Hmm. Wow, that's incredible. Oh, um, do you say that you learned some of that when you were in Africa, when you were in West Africa there, in Ivory Coast?
Yeah, yeah. I learned a lot of that. Yeah, it's like there were moments I grew up with one of my cousins. Oh, he's in his group chat. He's in the he's in the live call too. He's following. His name is
Oh,
Romari
cool.
Kone. Yeah, he's in here. Yeah, I grew up with him. Oh man, we've been through hell when we were there. Like there were days sometimes we would barely find food to eat. It's like it was hard, really, really, really hard. It's like every day me and him, like we were like, I mean, I'm the oldest, and then but he looked more the oldest because I was this little skinny guy with a big head, and he was a little chubby and brolic. So sometimes when we walk, we'll go out, I'm like, oh, look at these two brothers, and then they would think that he's the big brother, and I was the little brother. I'm like, no, I'm the big brother. It's the little one. So yeah, but like we were the teams. Like we always even now, we still do things together, like plans, what we have to do, and then accomplish them. Yeah,
Mm,
childhood, man. So many
work
childhood
together.
memories. Yep, yep.
Wow, wow. Has that helped you nowadays? Like, do you find yourself working together with more people,
Yeah,
or like how
yeah,
does that affect you
totally.
as an artist? Like, what are your views on working together with others as an artist now?
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Like if you're not willing to work with somebody, there's nothing on earth that you can. I mean, you can do many things by yourself, but the majority of things you cannot do it alone. You need people as much as they need you. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how this whole things work. Like, I wouldn't be in this building if it were built by one person. Imagine how long it would take for one person just to build this whole building. But it takes a group of people to come together, build this whole thing, and now that I'm inside, it's like we all we all depend on one another, in some ways. Yeah.
Mm. That's such good lessons. Like, and that must be hard for you because I don't know. I find in U.S. culture there's a lot more independence versus
Yeah,
working
yeah.
together.
Working together, yeah.
How do you find you're able to kind of move beyond that here in the US? Or have you found that?
Yeah, yeah. I, I found that, I mean, the first months when I came here, I was like, it's like I was back home and I'm like, not everything that I thought about the US is what I saw on TV. This is the reality. Wow. I was I was scared. Not scared, but like it's kind of like I was aware of what was happening around, but deep down I was like, you know what? I think this is like you have to adjust, you have to adapt, you have to find your ways, to cope with what's happening around you. It's like we have that instinct of adapting to things. So I adapted to the culture, and I find people who are interested, for I mean we work together and after that we go on our business, he go his business, or like collaborate, do different things together. Yeah. Or do things individually. Yeah, that's me. I'm open-handed. Yep.
What's going on here?
That
I think we have like two, three more pieces. Yeah.
this is a powerful piece, man. That story was a story of my aunt. She's my cousin mom, the one that I told you that I grew up with. That's his mother. She was in our my grandmother's house. She came over for the holiday. She got sick, and when she got sick, during that day, there was people were voting to elect the next president, and then for some reason, there was a little coup d'état that happened, and boom, civil war. Like the whole country was on lockdown. Everybody was hiding. Like curfew. Like it was a mess. And she was sick, and we couldn't take her to the hospital, so we have to treat her at home, with whatever natural remedies that we have. And I remember that night, like I woke up, like it was this huge scream that woke me up. So I thought I was dreaming, but then I woke up instantly, and then I saw everybody crying in the middle of the night, and I'm like, what's going on? And then she passed away that night. So it's like at a young age, seeing that, it kind of like gave me like I I couldn't even sleep the next day because I was like, is that going to happen to somebody again? It's like you'll go to sleep being scared of what's going to happen the next day, like some family member dying, and then you can't even go out because if you go out, you might die because there are mercenaries everywhere. Whoever they see, boom, you'll get shoot. Like it was scary, and it's like all these all these crazy moments in life. Yeah. So that piece was like the way she's laying down is how she passed away. Like she was laying down like that, and I did this piece to dedicate it to her. That wow, you got a lot of my early pieces. That piece is I was very, very I, I think I did that piece after I played soccer, I remember. Yeah. I was playing soccer and then I was still in high no, was I in college or high school? I think I was in college, yeah. In my in my freshman year. In my freshman year, I was in college. So I was working on these pieces that are kind of like talks about, like uh what's the word? Like this new transition, into a new space. Like what happened when you get into a new space? How do you adapt? How do you adjust? How do you like go about your business? How do you stay yourself in a new space, in a new environment? So I did like a different series of pieces, kind of like similar to this, and then I showed it at you know, my art dealer, who's, I mean, Rene Ricardo, who's not my art dealer, so she had this art fair, and then she came over here. She said, "Hey, I love your work. Do you want to do?" So I said, "Yeah, I have several pieces," and she picked this one with, I think, six others. Yeah, and it was in a group show. I think it was at a Brooklyn Dermatology. Yeah, they have a gallery. Yeah, yeah, somewhere. Yeah. So
Very
every year they have this art show where they commission artists to exhibit the work. Yeah. So she represent them too. Yeah. Rene Ricardo. Very cool. Yeah. So so the dream of the little girl I told you about who was my cousin, that's her. That's her right there. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's exactly how she looked in the dream. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is there anything else you'd like to share? I know we're running a little over an hour, but is there anything else you'd like to share about you, your work, maybe some inspiration for everybody else out there?
Um, one thing, maybe two things, but I'll start with one thing. One thing that I would say about me and my work is like I would say my work is 100% about me and also 100% not about me. It's like there's two sides of the story embedded into one. It's like two different worlds coming together. You know, it's like I have my own view and my own feelings, like everything that comes through me onto the painting, like onto the work that I do. And also I'm living it for whoever who comes across it to have his own feeling and his own take about what he sees, you know, through the work and what he feels through the work, not just what the art. Because sometimes the artist do the work based on what he experienced. You know, many artists do that. I do that too some of the time, but like now that I'm, you know, more aware of things, you know, that are happening around me, like kind of like eye opening. Like so I'm kind of like chan I'm channeling different things for people to be like, this makes me feel some ways that I never experienced before. What is it about? You know, it's like, yeah, I'm living it like that, um like an open question. What is it? You know? Yeah. And the second thing, it's like as a person, I take things easy, you know, not everything. I don't judge a book by the cover, you know. I take things easily, you know. It's like not everybody is the same. Not everybody's bad or not everybody's good or whatever. You know, it's like we all different in a way. It's like somebody may see me as a bad person, or or somebody else may see me as a good person. You know, we all have our different interpretation. Like me as a person, I'm just me. I'm just who I am. You know, there's nothing that I can't change about me. I I can, but there's nothing somebody else can change about me unless I made my what's I'm trying to find a way to kind of like make a good it's like there's nothing that somebody can change about me unless that you know I uh I let them do, you know, I allow them to do it just like you know, just like somebody else, you know, whatever that happens to you is because you allow it to be, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Do you have like a word, a couple words of inspiration for anybody
Couple
else
words
out
of
there?
inspiration.
Yeah.
Just Be happy. Be happy. If you're sad, be sad. If you cry, man, I cry. I cry. I laugh. I smile. I do all kinds of things. It's human to be that way. You know, you have to just be yourself. Be yourself. There's nothing else that can change you, or nothing else that will be taken away from you if you start being yourself. You know, it's like be who you are. That's that's why you were born, to be who you are and to do whatever that you need to do or whatever that you want to do. You know, it's like live, just live, you know, just breathe. Yeah.
Thank you. Um,
Thank you, man.
thank you so much for joining. Thank you everybody for watching and participating, asking
Absolutely.
questions. I'll be back here, I think next Friday, and Thursdays I'll be on Freedom Tapestry Project. So that's at Freedom Tapestry Project. I'm at Aaron Jack Line Art, and so I'm Aaron Jack. Why don't you tell people where they can find you?
You can find me at Adama Coulibaly on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, that's my name. If you type Adama, you will see like a painting of the of a little of a woman, you know, with the crown on her head. Yeah, that's my Adama Coulibaly. Yeah, that's my Instagram name. It's easy. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you,
thank you
man.
so much. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody joining.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.